BoxingVoice.com here with Paul, the Pittsburgh kid, Spadafora. Huge crowd tonight. What was it like fighting here in your hometown?
It felt great fighting in my hometown, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't feel too good about my performance.
What did you feel?
I felt like a real rusty, shaking this shit off me. And I just didn't feel like myself, you know what I mean?
Was it?
It was nothing
in training camp?
It wasn't nothing he was doing. It was something that I wasn't doing. What I did wasn't in the gym. Wasn't active enough. You know what I mean? And I was out for 6 months, and I took this on 5-week notice, and it wasn't. And it was a hard fight. It was a hard fight. You had to dig deep.
So even though the judges had it widely unanimous, you still feel like you didn't?
I thought I won every round, but I felt like it was a terrible performance. I'm gonna give myself a D plus on my boxing game, a D plus on my boxing just for winning the fight. I give myself an A on my dirty game for being so fucking dirty and being able to be that crafty and that veteran and by being a true student of the game, I got the win.
Okay. Now, you kind of controlled the fight with your jab, and later in the round, you started landing that left more and more frequently. Was that part of the game plan from the start?
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't. Nothing that I did tonight was the game plan. You know what I mean? It was just all straight right here and just being a veteran.
Going from here, how much do you feel like you have left in the tank? What's next for you?
I got a lot left. I just got to get back in the gym this week. You know, I got to get back in the gym. I can't be out of the gym no more for that long of a time. 6 months, that's too long. You know, you can't do that. I'm 40 years old. I'm about to be 40 years old. You know what I mean?
What do you want to do next from here? I mean, if you had...
I want to go fight. I want to go to get Raw Talker to get this win against Danny Garcia, and then I want to go out. I want to go up to the camp and train while he's training. I want to train while he's training, and hopefully he gets this win. I come out of here and I get another fight at the end of August, September, and then hopefully get on TV somewhere on TV. You know what I mean? I just want to get out there on TV and get a chance again. Make myself relevant. You have to remember, I just beat this dude, but I fought Joel Perez. What's his name?
Yohan Perez.
Yohan Perez. I fought Yohan Perez 12-round fight. He was #1 in the world, and I felt that I did enough to win the fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not way out of this fucking division. Like, oh, I'm not a guy that you shouldn't talk about. No, I'm a guy you never know what could happen with. You know what I mean? With anybody in 140 pounds, anybody 140, 147 pounds, anybody at any given time.
If there's one thing we learned about you, it's to never count you out. You somehow always bounce back, pull it off, come back. Where does that come from? How do you? You said tonight in the ring that you said that there was somebody that if it wasn't for them that you wouldn't be here tonight. Couldn't quite hear, but who is that person?
Ray Ventrone. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I mean, he took me out. I was out there. You know what I mean? I was out there. Like I wasn't. We wasn't talking about boxing. I was out there somewhere in the street, you know what I mean? But he pulled me out of the dirt, man, and gave me a life, gave me a chance. I got a new manager. They hooked me up. My man Joe Horn, Bob Bobby, they all come back and helped me out and gave me a new mentor. You know what I'm saying? And then I just took that. And deep down inside, I'm a great fighter, but a true warrior.
So do you think that they could make something happen, in the next year,
in the next couple months? I'm hoping this dude Yohan Perez beats this guy and they give me a chance to fight him. Again, a rematch. Come on, they deserve a fucking rematch. Dude, I deserve a rematch. That was a 12-round fight. It was close. Let me tell you something. When I was on that fucking stool, I thought I lost the fight. I'm gonna keep it real. When I went back home and watched it on the TV, on the computer, I thought I won the fight. I watched it 10 times. I watched it without the fucking voice and with the voice, and I thought I won that fight. You know what I mean? So he's in there fighting the rear. I'm fighting this guy at home. That's a big fucking difference. If I would have won that fight, TNT gave me every opportunity, and I just fucked up and throwing the punches. Bad performance, but still, I thought I did enough to win the fight. And I'm just gonna bounce back from this. I'm not saying bounce. I'm just gonna move on and get back in the gym with Tommy, and we're gonna do what we do. And I'm not gonna ever be out of the gym again. If I'm ever out of the gym in this song, I'm done boxing.
You got a lot of fans out there. How can they keep up with you and find out where you're fighting, when you're fighting?
I'll be around. I'll be around. I stay in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? I'll be around, and you'll see me with fighting with this thing with Danny Garcia, and we're gonna pull this upset. You'll see. I'm gonna be all. You're gonna hear about me.
Yeah. Let me ask you about. We had Rod Salka on the Boxing Voice radio show yesterday, and we were asking him about the fight, what it's like training with you. What's some of the wrinkles? I mean, what do you see going into this Danny Garcia fight? How is he? I mean, you're a boxing purist. I mean, things have to be going on up here that you see in Danny that you could exploit or create a game plan.
Especially with Rod Salka. He's the type of guy, mentally, physically, the game he got, he's the type of guy that can pull the win off. Believe what I tell you. Believe what I tell you.
A lot of people were upset when they announced the fight. You know, they said, "Oh, you know, Danny should have rematched Herrera or this or that." Do you feel like, you know, he's taking him too lightly, or you think that you know?
No, Danny Garcia is a great fighter. He's not taking Rod lightly. Great fighters don't do that. He beat everybody. He beat Kendall Holt. There ain't nobody he didn't beat in his way. He beat Matisse. He beat who else? Amir Khan. I mean, we're talking about great fighters he beat. Danny Garcia ain't thinking that he knows that Rod's the real deal. Believe me, he fought him in the amateurs. He knows that he's the real deal. Trust